Our next speech, ladies and gentlemen, will be titled One Belt, One Road. And to deliver this speech, we have our esteemed guest, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. SHAUKAT AZİZ. If we can invite you back on stage, please, sir. Welcome, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Could I start?
Yes, the floor is yours.
Tell me when, or should I wait? I'm happy to. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get everybody seated, and those who have to find a chair, they will find it, because some people have to move out or are moving out. Okay. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real pleasure for me to address this August gathering today and to speak to such a distinguished cross-section of people covering the whole world in different disciplines and different professions. Today, I have been asked to say a few words about China's Belt and Road Initiative. Many of you who are close to the media and see what's going on in the world, this is a very hot topic at the moment in the world about what China is doing, what does it entail, what's the agenda, and how can we benefit from it, or how can we tackle it, depending on where you are coming from. So I look forward to what I'm sure will be a day of thought-provoking discussions and valuable exchange of ideas. So, ladies and gentlemen, China's Belt and Road Initiative is one of the most unique, innovative, and out-of-the-box approaches of our time. What is it? To echo President Xi's words, when he launched the Belt and Road project in Beijing, it is to answer the call of our time for regional and global cooperation. Not since the Silk Road more than 2,000 years ago has the world seen such an ambitious effort to boost connectivity, strengthen existing ties, and create an environment where growth will be created, jobs will be created, and we will improve and expand the prosperity which exists in the people. Not since the Silk Road, more than 2,000 years ago, has the world seen such an ambitious effort to boost connectivity, strengthen existing ties, and forge new paths of trade and global cooperation. Belt and Road includes the Silk Road Economic Belt and the Maritime Silk Road plans, and an ambitious network of road and rail connectivity, as well as ports to link China to the rest of the world and Europe and Central Asia, and much more. By 2020, ladies and gentlemen, China is expected to be linked in multiple ways to the mouth of the Gulf, coming closer to this part of the world. And Beijing aims to build connections along with the old trade routes between Central Asia, China, Russia, and Northern Europe. But it is greater than the sum of the parts. By this I mean that its impact will be seen far beyond developing just infrastructure. It's much more than creating infrastructure, ladies and gentlemen. Creating connectivity can manifest itself in many ways through roads, airways, communication, accessing the internet, and unlocking everything from information to finance through a mobile phone. We are moving into a digital world, ladies and gentlemen, and the way we do things now and in the future will change our lives and change the lives of our coming generations. Already we are reaping the benefits. Look how many people have cell phones, and some are still looking at them. I don't blame them, because things are changing all the time. So connectivity relates to countries, ladies and gentlemen, and societies which are opening up and which want to open up. Embracing opportunity and new horizons is what connectivity does for you. And looking towards a new future will then be much more exciting than it would be without this. Already we are reaping the benefits of some of the initiatives taken. The Belt and Road has started and already had positive impact in many countries. And it is a step forward in bringing greater cooperation and connectivity to each other. Belt and Road has also been a positive step forward in getting different countries to look at each other in a way which is much more peaceful, cooperative, and is a win-win for all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an example of how such economic initiatives can be an enabler for peace and prosperity. The world is ready for such an ambitious initiative. Over the past few decades, the geopolitical landscape, as we have known, has seen a major shift. The global order is changing, ladies and gentlemen. The post-Second World War balance of power is shifting. We have seen the emergence of Asia as a global powerhouse of growth, with China at its forefront. The rise and spread of technology means that it is happening faster than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, we must seize this opportunity. We must not treat it as a threat or a problem. We need to keep growing our markets and keep making them more competitive and connected. In some ways, change is the only constant in life. At times like these, it is clear to me that staying still is not the answer. We must adapt to the changing world around us, and we must adapt the world order too, building a new global architecture of cooperation and development. Of course, we have to bear in mind the warning set out in the Thucydides trap. This is a simple concept or theory that when new powers rise, the risk of conflict increases. Ladies and gentlemen, on the contrary, a multipolar world is better than a unipolar world. I firmly believe the emergence of new powers should not be a reason for people to fear about global stability. Instead, it can be a source of strength for the world and all of us. With this in mind, the way we communicate across the benefits and aims of One Belt, One Road is important as the concept itself. We must be clear here that there's nothing hidden or sinister about this program or initiative, and it is open from cover to cover, and those who have used it, like countries like Pakistan, are talking about the advantages of this great initiative. Of course, there are people who may have other views, and that's what democracy and life is all about. But it brings a new wealth of knowledge and wisdom to the global discourse, and it opens doors to many new initiatives and actions. Moreover, I believe many countries have a lot to learn from China's approach, not only from the way it launched this ambitious initiative and connectivity project, but by how it has historically conducted its diplomacy. All this means that while it is important to ask questions about any major development and investment project and to carefully follow the progress of its implementation, we must also not deny the people, their families, aspiring business businesswomen, businessmen, the chance to benefit from it. If managed correctly, there is nothing preventing the Belt and Road initiatives to be a true win-win for all. Ladies and gentlemen, as I see it, Belt and Road recognizes the importance of sharing and caring between countries. It is clear to me that this is a wise long-term strategy because by helping neighbors and friends to grow and develop and improve and expand, the wider region will enjoy the fruits of good governance and greater prosperity and a better future. Such a far-sighted approach will bring job creation and boost growth not only in the country which receives the assistance, but the countries giving it to. Because of you, if your neighbor is having economic difficulties, it will affect the potential of your growth, and you will be hampered in what you're trying to achieve. Because if your neighbor faces challenges of security, then you are likely to face them too. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan has been a key beneficiary of the Belt and Road Initiative, and I'm fortunate that I was the Prime Minister and Chief Executive of the country when this happened. I was in government, and when we first talked about these projects, which would form part of the key Belt and Road Initiative, at that time we called it the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, we had a lot of concerns as to how it will develop, grow, etc. We could see the far-reaching benefits this development would bring to us and the world at large. Since then, Pakistan has received billions of dollars in aid under this program, and investment pledges have been made by China and some other countries now also looking at it to take part in this economic corridor. It is a true game changer for Pakistan, and it has the potential to genuinely shift the landscape of the country from where it is today to job creation, to development of new industry, and much more. It is an example of how key infrastructure can open a country up to the world and create opportunity for its people. The opening of sea access through Pakistan using the Gwadar port, which is now a reality, I'm proud to say that Gwadar port was initiated in my time as Prime Minister, and we opened it before my term ended. So within one term of 3 to 4 years, we conceived the project, we completed it, and today it's a functioning port on the mouth of the Gulf and has opened vistas of opportunity for the people, but there's much more to be done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since then, Pakistan has received from China $60 billion or so worth of aid, and more is coming in. This is all project aid. It's not cash which comes into the coffers of the country, but we create projects and create opportunity. It will bring jobs, development, and new industry. It is an example of how key infrastructure can open a country up to the world, create jobs and opportunity for its people. The opening of sea access through Pakistan using Gwadar port will have a transformational effect on the whole region. It will reduce the distance of flow of goods from China and rest of Asia to the Gulf and provide an important new trade route for the world. These investment projects will further cement Pakistan-China ties and grow it even further. All in all, Pakistan considers the relationship with Beijing, which has spanned over 6 decades, as one of our most important bilateral relationships. Its friendship with China has been one of its most enduring. But now the Belt and Road program is a sign that the relationship is going to the next level. And the two countries are developing greater tactical and strategic alliances, which will encompass links between the economy, finance, security, and diplomacy. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, because my time has to be kept to the clock I was given, I probably have exceeded it. Finally, let me point out to the global political landscape that the political landscape in the world is not the only one changing. The world as a whole faces the collective challenge of managing climate change and its repercussions. This affects every country in the world, and yet cannot be solved by unilateral action by one country. We must treat Belt and Road, the project of Belt and Road, as an opportunity to implement UN Sustainable Development Goals. They are mutually supportive development agendas. It should be the world's first regional attempt to implement the SDGs in the whole region and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by saying a few words about what I see as a worrying trend, which makes it harder and harder to address the challenges we collectively face. I am referring to the crisis of cooperation we have seen develop over the years. The permanent members of the Security Council, or the P5 as we call them, have got to start working together better. There are too many lines there flowing which are creating less cooperation, more conflict, or potential of conflict going forward. The United Nations, in my humble view, has been missing in action. The handling of global migration, a topic we just discussed, the conflict in the Middle East, all require for greater presence of the UN and greater involvement of small, large, medium-sized countries, everybody, in solving and creating solutions for us and solving the challenges we face. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, the world is increasingly polarized and complex. We know that, we recognize that. All of you do that too. And so we have to work together. Just saying this won't help and solve the problem. We have to work together to get solutions. It is time to come together to address these challenges. The Belt and Road Initiative can be one way to solve these challenges and create opportunities for your people. More countries should engage in initiatives like this. China does not have the exclusive on this concept. Anybody can do it should they have the resources and the will to help their neighbors, because if your neighbor is stronger and healthier, you will be better. So, ladies and gentlemen, more countries should engage in this initiative, as well as contribute to their own economic means to other countries, and always focus on sustainable development. I repeat that again and again because that is such a great need for all of us and for our coming generations. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, connectivity is the true safeguard of peace, progress, and prosperity. And that is what we should bequeath to our coming generations, because the world has so much opportunity. We have to get our heads together and work together to create a world which will let us go forward, and let us go forward in a way where we do it in a peaceful way, where we are not giving up our sovereignty, we are not giving up our ability to think and to improve the life of our people. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, sir. It was an honor to have you here with us. And I kindly ask you to stay with us as I invite Ms. Shad Begum to present you with a plaque of appreciation.
Whatever you say.
Thank you. You can come to this side if you like. It'll be better for the photo as well.
Great to see a fellow Pakistani.
Thank you very much.